So hi everybody, this is Dave Astorina from Green Home Heroes here with Dr. Mary Boardman to talk about her career and her life. Mary's one of the most interesting people I know, and she helps lots of people, has helped a lot of people in my life, and this is really just sort of a trial balloon to see how this comes out, whether this is something we want to do or not. The goal is to create a YouTube channel so we can bring Mary's wisdom and skill set to the world. And let's do it.
Well, thank you, Dave. I'm glad to be here. And I know we've been talking about doing a lot of the social media stuff and Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff that I'm not familiar with, except vicariously.
We have a personal...
I have a personal Facebook page. Right?
Which is really cute. Yeah, the goal of the professional page is more to highlight your business and what you're bringing to the table as a healer.
Okay.
Right. So tell us a little bit about your history.
Well, I first got into sound and sound work in the mid-90s when I attended the Robert Monroe Institute. And from there I took off into brainwave technology, which I use now. So now I do a combination of tuning forks and Tibetan bowls and crystal bowls. And if you really want to go really high-tech, I have an AVE system, which is audio-visual entrainment, which is a small computer system that has like 30 programs on it. And I hook you up to the computer, and I put special goggles on, way cool-looking goggles.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
I like it.
And there are LED lights in each frame, and we choose together an intention, and depending on your intention, we choose a brainwave that will support your intention. And we hook you up and choose that, and then it will come through your visual stimuli, your eyes, through the LED lights that we've programmed into the computer. And then the audio part can be one of two ways. It can be through the computer, which is mainly a heartbeat, or most people prefer a music-based CD that has the brainwave support in it. So your headphones would be a supportive brainwave, again, whichever one we choose for whatever your intention is. So you get the audio-visual entrainment for whatever it is that you want to do, and then have some amazing results.
Powerful therapy.
Powerful therapy.
So you've got these two little letters in front of your name, the D and the R. Why don't we talk about what that is and where that came from and how you came to become Dr. Mary Boardman?
Okay. The short version is that my first career was as a medical technologist, and I worked for 12 years in hospitals, and I passed my hematology specialty boards, so I became a hematology specialist. And I ended up at Cuba Medical Center here in Ithaca for 3 years, supervising 4 departments: hematology, serology, coagulation, urinalysis. So that was the body part of my journey, and I loved it. I had a health crisis and decided, if I'm dying, is this what I wanted to be doing? And the answer was no. Actually, I loved the work, but I hated my boss, so decided to quit. Unfortunately, cashed in my retirement plans. Didn't think I was going to be around to need them. And went back to Syracuse University and got my master's in marriage and family therapy. And so I'm now a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of New York. But when I was 12, I was given a vision to be a missionary and a minister. And back then, that was frowned upon because girls weren't allowed in seminary. So rather than going to seminary, I went into medicine, which is how I became a medical technologist instead of a minister. But I never gave up on that vision. I never forgot it. And so here I am, and it's the late 80s, and so I now have my bachelor's in biology and chemistry, medical technology, and now I have my master's in marriage and family therapy. Turns out I was not dying. It was just an allergy to an an experimental medication they had me on, and it suppressed my bone marrow. Whoa. So I'm still here, thank God. And flash forward to 1998, and I'm reading a magazine, and I'm looking through it, and I see that there's a doctoral program in creation spirituality with Matt Fox, and I love Dr. Matt Fox's work. And it started a university of this amazing wisdom, world wisdom. And Spirit said go. And I said, you gotta be kidding me. I had just brought my mother to live with me, and she had Alzheimer's and colon cancer. But Spirit was not kidding. So I ended up taking 2.5 years going out to California and getting my Doctor of Ministry degree. And bringing this story full circle, I graduated in June of 2001, and my mother died in October of 2001. And the first service as a minister, I was able to co-officiate my mother's funeral in my hometown church, sitting in the same sanctuary where I was given the vision when I was 12 to be a minister.
That's a great story.
So it was full circle, and
Wow.
I thought God brought me back as a minister, and my first service was my mother's funeral. And it was
a moving story.
Yeah. So now I'm doing the body, the mind, and the spirit, and I incorporate all of that in my work as a therapist. So I do what's called transpersonal psychotherapy, which brings the body, the mind, and the spirit into the therapy room. And we work with all of that to bring people into wholeness.